Come on, love, speed up. She's such a slow walker. Hey guys, Kieran here. I'm back with another episode of Let's Play Desperate Housewives, the game. And we got a shiz ton of things to do. So today we got to get a hold of Frank. The doors are locked and the lights are off. And Edie says Frank just left moments ago. Fairview has gotten much more dangerous lately, particularly for Frank. Give him a call since you can't reach him in person. And if you don't get through it at first, keep trying. Right. So we'll go ahead and ring him.
Hello?
Hello. Hi Frank, I know you're with the police, and I hope you aren't too tired of talking with people just yet, so tell me. First off, do you feel like talking to me, Frank? If not, I'll understand. Oh, then I guess that means you don't want to talk with me then. Tell me what... Sorry. I'll restart that. Oh, then I guess that means you don't want to tell me what you are doing right now. Finally, how are you dealing with the loss? Secondly, can you tell me where you are right now? You sound pretty upset, Frank. Yeah, first off, yeah.
Sure, we can talk for a minute or two. I've been doing a lot of talking today. First, an officer talked with me at my house. Then I was questioned in a small room at the precinct. And then after that, I was questioned again not too long ago once we got to this dump.
This dump? You sound pretty upset, Frank. Okay then, I guess that means you don't want to tell me what you're dealing with right now. Can you tell me where you are right now?
I'm down at the police station right now. They're calling it questioning, but they've been grilling me for hours in this godforsaken, freezing cold room.
Alright.
They have me doing all sorts of crazy things here at the precinct. The last thing I want to do is answer more questions.
You sound pretty upset, Frank.
Upset? No, not really.
No, not really.
I'm not ready to talk about that yet. I have to go now. Bye.
Frank, wait! What I meant to say was...
They just finished questioning me. Now they're taking me somewhere else for my safety, which sounds like a load of bull, but whatever. We're headed to a safe house. I've been told that I'm not supposed to talk about it, but they can all go to hell for all I care. And if that bothers them, tough. On a day like this, I have the right to be a little pissed off.
You sound pretty upset. Well, how are you dealing with the loss?
A loss? All of a sudden you sound like a shrink. Cut it out. I'm not ready to talk about that yet. I have to go now. Bye. Right now, I just want to get out of this place. These cops are making me nervous. I respect cops and all, but it's starting to make me feel like I've done something wrong. My brother was the goddamn victim here. Protect and serve my ass. The loss, right. I'm holding up all right. Right now, I'm just taking it day to day. There really isn't anything I can do from here.
I don't suppose I can help you with anything, can I? Well, what would you say if I told you there's something you might be able to do about it? Personally, I think we need to get to the bottom of this. Yeah. Anything I can help?
What do you mean?
I was talking with an officer earlier. Apparently the police don't have any real leads. I think we should take it upon ourselves to figure out what happened.
If you think you can, then do it.
Okay.
I'd like to help, but it looks like I'll be stuck in some seedy motel somewhere watching the boob tube.
Frank, stay focused. Frank? Come on, Frank, keep it together. Frank?
Oh, right. So, you're gonna need to do some legwork if you plan on finding anything out. If you have any way of finding out what the cops actually know, that would be a start.
Actually, yes I do. There's a rookie cop with a big mouth that's supposed to be guarding your house. I can make him talk. I know a good place to start. I talked to a rookie cop this morning who should know something. Yeah. I just know the guy to go to. Yeah.
Sounds like a plan. Get as much information as you can. We'll figure something out from there. People like talking to you, so it shouldn't be hard. And keep me updated. If I'm in the loop with this whole thing, I won't be going stir-crazy in here.
Will do. Hang in there, Frank. Alright, I'll keep you posted. Okay, I'll see what I can find out about the night your brother was killed. So, maybe not mention that. Hang in there. Okay. Figuring it all out. Frank needs some answers, but he can't get them alone. Start by getting the facts from the officer outside the Fox house. After that, see what you can find out about Daniel's murder, and be sure to let him know if you find something conclusive. If you ever get stuck, call Frank and he'll try to point you in the right direction. Okay. And then we gotta remember, we gotta go to the place at 7 and talk to all these people. Oh my god. It's gonna be a talky episode today. Right. We'll do some fast forwarding. Okay. Police
Good
officer.
day to you, ma'am. Is there something I can do for you?
Yep, let's talk. Actually, I was wondering if there was anything I could do for you. I just thought we could talk for a bit. You can make a little time for civilians now and then, am I right?
Why, certainly. What did you want to talk about?
So, how hard is it? Oh, whatever comes up. I just thought an officer of the law at work could appreciate a little conversation now and then. It must get lonesome here all by yourself.
Oh, okay. Well, I suppose that holds true for some of the other guys, but I'm not really like everybody else. The job comes first for me. However, if I should happen to have a stimulating conversation with an attractive passerby, I wouldn't be one to complain. So, what's your name?
My name's Kira. I'm surprised you haven't heard of me. I was in Daniel Fox's fashion show just a little while ago. Oh, most of my friends call me Kira. The name is Kira Man. You may have heard my name once or twice in your investigation. I made a lot of friends around here. That includes Daniel. He and I did a lot. He and I did a lot together.
And you were good friends with Daniel?
Daniel was kind of Daniel was kind of a guy. Was the kind of guy a girl could get close to, but only so close, if you know what I mean. You could say that. We were definitely friends, and although I have a lot of people I hang out with, I will miss him.
It must be difficult having something like that happen in your own neighborhood, huh?
Huh? I can't begin to tell you how upset it how upset it has everyone here. Right. But it has me especially distraught since I knew him so well. Yeah, on top of that, whatever I think about him, I have to wonder just what happened that night. I only saw him in his last moments. It would certainly help if I had some way of knowing what happened to him for peace of mind, nothing else. Yeah.
You seem like a nice enough person.
Ooh.
I can tell you a little bit about the case.
Yes! That would be wonderful. Oh, would you? I won't tell us all, I promise. Yeah. Oh, would you?
On the night in question, there were 2 suspicious persons milling about the neighborhood.
Ooh.
There were also 2 sets of unidentified prints discovered at the Fox house.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, there are 2 convicted felons living on Wisteria Lane right now that I suspect we'll be investigating pretty soon. Michael Solis and Carlos Delfino.
Ooh.
Also, Daniel was slain at 11 p.m. on the night in question.
Slain?
So if you ask me, this is what I think happened.
Oh.
But I told you that in confidence. I plan on bringing that up with the chief once I collect more evidence.
Wow. Believe me when I say I can keep a secret. Of course, I understand. I'll keep it quiet about that. That was very informative. I guess I owe you now, huh? Yeah, I'll keep quiet about that.
Yeah, just keep that between us.
Alright, thanks. Maybe we'll talk again sometime. Thanks again for the info. My husband and I were both upset over Daniel's death. I really appreciate all you're doing for me. I'll have to do something for you, but not now. Maybe later. Bye. Yeah. Made it one.
Okay. Well, I'll be right here. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for the info. Right. Oh yeah, that's that one. Figuring it all out. The plumber. In the past, Mike DeFino was in a situation where he fired a gun at an officer, no less. Start out by talking to him. He should be able to shed some light on the situation. Talk to Mike Delfino. Go to Mike's house. And find out what he was doing on the night of Daniel's murder. Moida. What was happening on the night of Daniel's moida? I found there's a circular saw just randomly on the floor there. Brilliant. Come on, Mike.
Hey there.
Hey there.
What's going on?
Not too much, really. Just... No, wait, that's not her voice, but whatever. Not too much, really. Just stopped in to ask you a question or two. Hey, Mike, I wanted to talk to you about a few things. I'll cut to the chase with you, Mike. I need some answers. Few things.
So you're a woman on a mission, huh? I like that. Well, I'm not in much of a talking mood right now. I figured you had something quick you wanted to bring up.
That's understandable. Different people deal with stressful situations in different ways. It's alright, Mike. We all feel the same way you do. Oh, Mike, you don't even need to go into it. I've been in your shoes. Yeah, sure.
Ah, so you know where I'm coming from. I can't tell you how many times that jerk's told me he was going to do something and then completely flaked on me.
Are we talking about the same person, Daniel Fox? Jerk, you mean Daniel? That must have been pretty often for you to still be upset about it. Jerk, you mean Daniel?
Exactly. Like just the other day, Mr. Famous Fashion Designer asked me to stop by and look at a leaky faucet at his place.
Right.
I had some things planned that day, but I decided to be a good neighbor and make time for him. Granted, it wasn't until later in the day that I came by, but still, I was doing him a favor. It's only common courtesy that he's around when I stop by. When I called ahead to check and see if he'd let me in, he's not home. Then Susan called me up and invited me over for an early supper. Since I figured Daniel would call at any minute and rescue me from Susan's chattering, I agreed to have dinner with Julie and Susan.
Right.
Dinner became dessert, became coffee. No call from Daniel. By the time I was able to escape, it was pretty late. I figured Daniel would call to apologize the next day.
Strange, so you say the last time you talked to Daniel was earlier in the day? Mike, about when did that happen? So, did you even see Daniel that night then, did you? Yeah. About, well, when did that happen?
We spoke in the morning, but I didn't get a hold of him for the rest of the day. But nothing since. Not on my cell phone, and nothing since I'm back in town.
Hmm.
It's like he just dropped off the face of the earth, which is a bit of a relief, because he's such a pain in the butt. But I know he's gonna call. He always does. Probably just when I'm about to fall asleep tonight.
Yeah, there's a really good reason for that. Mike, I think Daniel's current state is unlike. I think that in Daniel's current state, it's unlikely that you'll be hearing from him. You really don't know, do you? Daniel won't be getting back to you unless you have a seance.
Wait, what are you getting at?
What are you getting at? A few nights ago, Daniel was brutally killed. Mike, Daniel Fox is dead. He was murdered. Daniel was killed just a few nights ago, Mike. Yeah, he was moided.
That's not the kind of thing you joke about.
You're right, it isn't. I'm serious, and in fact, I'm trying to do something about it. What else can you tell me about that night? I'm not joking, Mike. It happened at 11 p.m. on the same night you left town, and right now I'm talking to everyone trying to get some answers. It's the truth, and I'm trying to help find the killers because I don't think the police have any idea what they're dealing with.
Wow. I don't even know what to say.
Some clues might be helpful.
I already told you everything I know. I was with Susan and Julie that night. Sort of a dinner and kidnapping combined, since Susan didn't seem to want to let me leave. Anyway, I left around 11. As soon as I walked in the door, Susan called me and then proceeded to talk my ear off for an hour or so. You know how she can get.
Susan just has a lot to say, that's all. Yeah, she has some issues. Yep, sure do. If Susan or Julie stayed up late that night, maybe they can tell me more. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Mike. I'll talk to Susan next. Maybe she'll have some new information. Sounds like I need to check in with Susan and Julie. Then I'll be seeing you, Mike.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Exit. Okay. Verify the alibi. Mike gave you a reasonable excuse, although you don't have reason to distrust him. You should still head over to the mayor house. Right, double check his story. Our investigating is getting serious now. Got a moider on our hands.
Oh, hey. If you're looking for my mom, she's in the kitchen.
I sure am, thanks. Thanks, Julie. Great, thanks, sweetie. There we go, let's be nice. Do. Go into the kitchen then. Fodging hell. Right, talk to.
You know, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. How are you dealing with everything that's been going on?
Okay, I guess right now I'm trying to figure out what happened the night Daniel was moided. I'm holding up alright. I'm looking for some closure regarding Daniel's murder investigation. At the moment, finding out the details of that horrible night is what's taking up most of my time right now. Yeah, I'm trying to...
Don't you think that kind of job is best left to the police?
Technically, yes, but I have a feeling they don't have a clue towards what happened that night. That's where I come in. I get the feeling they're barking up the wrong tree. The police? They can do whatever they like. It doesn't matter to me. I'm running my own investigation. Yeah.
Uh-huh. And I suppose you have a plan to get to the bottom of things.
Well, I talked to Mike a little while ago. He said he was over here and didn't even know that a murder even happened. Despite that, they still think he had something to do with it. Not exactly, but I know right now Mike is a suspect, and I figured that you'd help clear his name. Actually, I found out what the police know and started asking around to see if I could contribute. I just talked to Mike and he pointed me in your direction.
Mike? You don't really think they believe Mike did it, do you?
For all I know, they just might. What were the two of you up to that night anyway? You never know, in case they do. Could you tell me what you saw that night? You were with Mike, right? Who knows? For our own peace of mind, we should find out what happened. I'm starting with you guys.
Right. Actually, there were 3 of us here. Me, Mike, and Julie.
Speak of the devil.
Hey, what's going on, Mom?
We were just talking about Daniel Fox.
Oh man, I still can't believe that happened right down the street.
Edie mentioned that the police took him in. Not as a suspect, but to protect him. But that's not the weird part, Julie. Mike is considered a suspect.
Mike? But he was here that night. I remember because you did everything in your power to stop the poor guy from going home.
Julie, you're being silly. It's just that it was late, and I was worried about him walking home alone at that hour.
Mom, he lives across the street. The poor man drank 4 nightcaps trying to be polite. Then as soon as you saw him walk into his house, you called him on the phone.
As it turns out, this is a dangerous neighborhood. I wanted to make sure that he got home safely.
Is that why you talked to him for almost an hour on the phone?
Oh, give me a break, Julie. Who's been on the phone every night this week gossiping about people at school?
Is it my fault that Danielle Vandekamp gives it up to any boy who asks? I'm just doing the right thing and spreading the word.
By now, I'm sure you're not the only one that knows that.
I'm sure lots of people know by now.
Well, let's move on now. We're getting a bit off the topic at hand. Back to Mike.
What else is new?
Look, we can't let the police think he had anything to do with Daniel's death. It's just ridiculous.
Well, it sounds like you're his alibi, Susan. There's no way he could have been at the Fox house if he was with you that night. You just told me Mike was on this end of Wisteria Lane the night the murder took place. From what you told me, unless Mike has an evil twin brother, he is in the clear. Yeah.
I guess you're right. Well, problem solved then.
I still have some other things to take care of, so I'll be on my way now. Now that I've straightened that out, I've got to be going. Well, I'm out of here. An investigator's work is never done. Yeah.
All right. See you around.
Bye. Right. Talk to Carlos. Yeah, white-collar criminal. While Carlos Solis does have a criminal history, it was for white-collar crime. It's highly unlikely that Carlos had anything to do with this. But nonetheless, he seems to like a good place to continue searching for answers. Right. Talk to Carlos. Go to the Solis house and find out what Carlos was doing that night. Oh, come on, love, speed up. She's such a slow walker. Right. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Right. Knock knock.
Hey.
Hey. Carlos, you're just the person I wanted to talk to. Hey, Carlos. I wanted to talk to you for a minute. Can I stop in for a minute? I came to talk to you.
You came by to talk to me?
Carlos, who is it?
Why don't you come out here and find out for yourself?
Why do you always have to have something smart to... Oh, hi.
Hi! Actually, I just have some questions about Daniel Fox, but I guess it could wait. Maybe I should come back later? Hi, I didn't mean to interrupt anything, I just wanted to ask you guys a few questions. I assume this isn't a good time to talk.
No, no. We're fine. Why don't you come inside for a minute? Daniel's murder did have us all a bit shaken up. It's still hard to believe.
You're just gonna hover there. Yeah.
It's unfortunate that something like that had to happen to Daniel. He had his whole life ahead of him.
You're right, it is. And what's worse is that there's an investigation. Is that the investigation doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Yeah, that's the reason I'm here. The police don't seem to regard this as a big case. I couldn't agree more with you more. In fact, I plan on doing something about it.
Wait a second. What does Daniel's death have to do with us?
Yeah, what can we tell you that we didn't tell the police? We didn't see anything.
I have reason to believe that they're going to suspect Carlos because of his previous prior convictions. The police seem to think that the assailants had some ties to Wisteria Lane, so they're investigating 2 people who live on Wisteria Lane. You're one of them, Carlos. Well, you need to tell me everything because the police are looking into everyone on our block, and since you have a criminal record...
They suspect me. I went to jail for embezzlement, for Christ's sakes. I'm not a violent man.
They know you were around the time the murder took place. Well, there was that incident with the cable man. It had something to do with certain preferences. I don't think they need a reason. They're just looking for an easy target. And you, Carlos, have a bullseye on your forehead.
Yeah? Well, they're wrong. Carlos would never do anything to hurt Daniel. I know for a fact that he couldn't have that night.
Oh, yeah?
We were both home and in bed by 11.
Ah, so Carlos wasn't the only one out that night. You were out that night too, Gabby? Wait, does everyone around here make a habit of being out late?
Actually, I wasn't exactly following my normal routine that night. See, earlier in the day, Carlos tried to drag me into another one of his charity benefits.
Oh, here we go.
I'm not talking to you, sweetie. Stay out of it.
Oh dear.
Listen, honey, she came over here to talk to me.
Carlos doesn't want you to know that he threw a fit because I didn't want to go to his little party. We fought about it for hours. Then we had the makeup sex. Then we fought again. Then more makeup sex.
Yeah, we didn't make the charity event, but I definitely gave it my all. As did Gabby.
Right.
For your information, I had a number of appointments scheduled that day with a number of business professionals.
Professionals.
Uh-huh, and which professional was it this time? Henri? Pierre? That guy with the mole?
Mole, mole, mole!
It's called a beauty mark, and that doesn't make him any less of a professional. Anyway, I had to keep my appointments and wound up pushing my workout back to the end of the day. So, I didn't go for my run until much later that night. And Carlos came home right after I did. We were together for the rest of the night.
Yeah, we still had some issues to resolve. Upstairs, if you know what I mean.
Well, hey.
Carlos, have you ever heard of such a thing as too much information? I just remembered something else from that night. It involved whipped cream, strawberries.
Wow. Well, that planted a lovely image in my head, but I still need to know if you saw or heard anything else unusual that night. Okay. Not that I don't find this fascinating, but if you both were in your house, who exactly was wandering around Wisteria Lane on the night of the murder? Definitely too much information, but at least I found out that neither of you was involved. Yeah, who was out around, wandering around?
Actually, when I was running back home, I thought I saw 2 people milling around your house.
Oh no.
It was pretty dark. I guess my eyes could have just as well been playing tricks on me.
Did you tell the police what you saw?
No? Why would I tell them that? I could have been seeing trees blowing in the wind or something.
That's the kind of thing you tell them, even if you're not sure. This way they can investigate. That's what they do, Gabby. Well, I definitely didn't see anything out of the ordinary that night.
Right.
I'm sorry, I can't help you out any further.
Okay.
Why are you apologizing to her for not seeing anything? God, Carlos, you can be such a wimp sometimes.
Looks like you two might have some more making up to do. Sounds like I should look into who was sneaking around my house that night. Talk to you later. Strange that something odd like that happened at my own house and I didn't hear about it. I'm definitely going to look into that right away.
And another thing, Carlos.
Oh god. Bye. Well, that was that, I guess. Home insecurity. We'll look into that next time. So, yeah, this is the place to call today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, well, that usual YouTube shares is appreciated. Thanks for watching, and Toodle Pipski.